Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World. Today I am showing you how I made these cute wee boxes. I'm going to make a slight change because I don't like the way you can see the punched out hole to hold the ribbon. That's the only thing I don't like about it, but otherwise it is a lovely wee closure. I think it's a wee bit different and a wee bit fancy. So it is tied up with ribbon. The closure is made separate from the rest of the box and then glued on and just decorated nicely. And I think it makes a nice wee box, just for anything at all, just cute, nice. So these ones were made using the Subtles DSP, and I have a treat for you now because I'm going to show you the new in colours that you will be able to get next week. And they are, I'm sure you've seen them about, they are amazing. Such different colours, so many variations. I'm going to show you just a wee quick card I've made. These are the colours, and what do we call them? Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, Cinnamon Cider, oh I love that name, Magenta Madness, which we are going to use now, and the last one is Bumblebee, and they are so cute. Like, look at the ribbons even. All with their own matching ribbons, all with their own in colour DSP, which is 6 inches by 6 inches, and unfortunately we haven't been able to get our in colour ink pads yet, but there's a way around it. Like, as you can see, I have stamped there, and I've just simply used the Versamark ink pad, and it just, if you do it onto the card, it just brings out the colour more depthly, and you can also clear emboss it to bring it out even more, which I have done for the wee flowers that I'm going to use. You can see the difference, how much it really brings it to life. So in the meantime, like, I mean, we should be able to get them next week. By the time you are buying them, we'll be able to get them too. It was just well, all this going on with the virus, and just everything has been backlogged, and they were unfortunately one of the items that didn't get through customs. So they will be here for you, so don't worry. So I just wanted to show you a good idea. These are going out with my catalogues from lovely customers. So if you need a catalogue and you haven't got a demonstrator, get in touch with me. The email address is on the blog down below. So what we're going to need is the beautiful Magenta Madness card. You're going to need 6 inches square piece of it, and then you're going to need the lovely DSP, and as you can see, the other side is just beautiful too. It's like nearly like a paint effect of some sort. Lovely. And each of the colours have their own sort of detail. You can see, like, small text. Some of it has like a wood grain effect. Oh, it's just lovely. You're going to really, I love the in colours. They last for 2 years, and I really get good fun out of them. And of course the in colour matching what do you call these, enamel dots. So, and each of the ribbons as well, I have all the ribbons. The only thing I'm waiting on is my ink pads, but I just couldn't wait any longer. So what you're going to need now is your 6 inch square, and we're just going to give it a quick score and get this started. So on both the same size, so on one side score it 1/2 inch, 1.5 inches, 3 1/4 inches, and 4 1/4 inches. And then turn it round and score at 1 inch, turn it round again and the opposite side, and just do another 1 inch, and that's your scoring done there. But you need your bit for your lid, your closure, and it needs to be scored at 2.5, and turn it round and scored at 2.5. And there you have it. And I'll have all the measurements of the card and the DSP down below with a link to my blog. So we'll just start by, we'll do our cuts first, and that'll keep us right. So the only 2 parts that we're keeping, this is going to be the top of your box, and the only 2 parts we're keeping is this one and this one, the 2 1 inch flaps, so we can cut those away. Cut them in ever so slightly. And then cut this away. I love this colour. I am a pink girl. Pinky my name. I do love pinks of all shades. And this one is good and bold. Cut this in and we can take this wee corner flap away. And then we're just going to cut up these and take away the centre where you've scored it where that bit of bulk is, just to get rid of it. Just ever so slightly on all sections. Oops, come out. And you can do that one a wee bit at the end. Right. We're going to score these now, just it's really good thick card too. Great for making your boxes and card bases. Really good, needs a good score, it's that thick. So as I said, this is going to be my front here, and we have a wee closure to make, so we're going to do it so that I can show you how to get the perfect measurement for punching your holes for the ribbon to go through. So we're going to add our DSP to this, or paper I should say, and I'm going to go with this liquid glue just because it allows me a bit of sliding room, as I am not directly over the top of my project. I can't really see it and I need to be able to shift it about a wee bit easier. So this one measures 2 2/8 by 1.5, and you want to just center it in that area. This wee one measures 6/8 by 1.5. That's the very top of your box. It is gorgeous paper. It's the first time I have had a chance to play with it, and I love it. I love everything matching. That's why I'm with Stampin' Up. That is my favourite thing. Everything coordinated, no thinking. Keep that one in there too. Now, we need to give that a wee bit of minute to dry, because I know as soon as I squeeze it into the punch it's going to move on it. But we can put our single panels on while we're waiting on that drying. So they measure 3/4 by 3 6/8. 3/4 of an inch, or 6/8 by 3 6/8. So that is the length of your box, 3 6/8. So if you were to make a box for something else and you just needed that size, but just add on that wee bit of length, and that's all you need to do to change the whole dynamics of this box. And if you don't want to make a separate lid, leave your top pieces on. Simple as that. I like to challenge my brain, and boy do I challenge it. So I'm going to stick the back one on. We could actually stick it all on because I can punch right through it anyway. So just stick them all. This one measures 1.5 by 3 6/8. So we'll let those dry and we're going to do our punching. For one section you want to feed it into your scallop tag punch, and because it's not the full width you just need to try and carefully get it to the center. There is actually 2 lines at the very edge here which you can use. Just make sure that it's really flat and it should punch nicely for you. And the other punch that we use for the other side to get that nice point is the tailored tag punch. And we're going to use one section of it. So if you fade it in so that you can see the patterned size. Keep your patterned side up and just know once you get the pattern past that point, you know you're okay. But get it centered between here too, as best you can. Try and make sure everything's straight and just punch it, and there you go. So we're going to use this now to help us mark where we want our ribbon hole coming through. So fold that onto your front part, make sure it's in between those two, not much room for it to go anywhere else. And we just want to make a wee hole here, and the other one is going to be below it. So use whatever tool you use for punching and punch out that hole, and then punch another one just a wee bit down, but in the same line. And we're going to actually feed our ribbon through now. So we know we need about, what is that? Get my ruler down, just, you need, so I'd say you'd be okay with 12 inches. And it's Magenta Madness in colour ribbon, and it is, what kind of ribbon is it? I think it's cotton. Who knows, but it feels lovely. It does feel like cotton. So you want to thread that in one side and out through the other side. And then just get those two lengths the same. And we're going to go to the back now, and I'm going to stick a piece of card over the top of that and hope that that will show less of a hole whenever my ribbon's tied. It's not going to look as gobby. So hopefully that will work. It's just a wee scrap of card left from cutting it. It's no size at all. Just make sure it's big enough to cover the gaps. And it won't affect the inside of your box. Your stuff will go in there. It won't catch as long as you have it well glued down. And then we can go ahead and glue our box together now. So put a bit of glue on this flap. And just fold that over. Oh, I love this colour. It's beautiful. So we can tuck those in just out of the way so we can stand this up. We want to be able to sort the bottom out first. So this is the front, so we want that folding away from it. So put your glue on this flap first, and that'll hold those babies together. Just make sure it's nice and square, and then go back in and do this one. Just set it up, make sure you're happy with it, and go in there with your bone folder, and that'll catch everything for you. And as you can see, you can't really see your holder to protect your ribbon. So now we want to put our back piece on. The one with the tail is going to the back, so add the glue to it. Oops. And just let the top piece be your guide. Keep everything nice and straight to text, so there's nothing overhanging. It should be the exact same size. Just constantly check it, make sure you're happy with it. I am. So now we're going to thread our top ribbon through. Make sure that they're nice and even-ish. And tab out. You just want to make sure that that comes right down. Use your ribbon to pull it down for you. And tighten the wee bow. One of those things you have to play about with, isn't it? But there you have that lovely ribbon holding your nice box. I might open that up again and have another go at it. So now we need to do our punching for our sentiment. So we're going to punch out a scalloped what? 1 3/8 inch. And because we haven't got that colour, I'm just going to go with black for the smile. It should look okay. And as I say, once I get my colours, I can amend it if I want. So get that in the centre. Now with the other boxes, I had stamped one of the flowers just flat onto it, but because we haven't got the ink, I can't do that. Excuse me. So I'm just going to use the flowers that I made up here. We also need to cut a 1 1/2 inch circle at the base of that. So for this we need to decorate it up, and I have, as I say, went ahead, embossed these. They're lovely and shiny, you can see, just to bring out the colour. So one is going to be stuck down flat and the other is going to be above. So it'll look more or less the same as I wanted. And it just warms up the black stamp. So there's ways around everything, isn't there? Crafters are the best at doing these things, sorting out what we need to do. So this is the one with the dimensional on it. So one needs flat and one raised up. I actually want that one over this side, the flat one, and then this one here. But I don't want to cover my word too much. And then we're going to use dimensionals for this. And then we're just going to stick this to the box, to the lid, nice and flat. Oops, keep your smile straight. So I think I like that now. You cannot see past, you can't see the hole, which was annoying me a bit. So I'm going to go back in and fix those other ones before I give them away and make them so the holes are covered. So just trim off your ribbon, and there you are, all ready to go. So I'm pretty pleased with those. Great wee size of a box and nice wee, it's really bold, isn't it? Really like it. So I'm so excited to get new colours and get going again. It really motivates you to, when you get new stuff in, doesn't it? New colours, new items, and new stamp sets. I forgot to show you the stamp set. The stamp set that I got that from actually is another new one coming out, Lovely You, and it comes as a bundle with this double stamp, which is brilliant because it makes the wee narrow tags with 2 different tops. You can also use it to make a sentiment block. You know, you punch one side stamp your sentiment, turn around, punch the other side, and you've got a lovely bordered sentiment. So I'll do that one day for you too. So that's me, that's all done. All measurements will be down below, and remember, this will be out for you next Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know what date I'm on today, but if you haven't got a catalogue, give me a shout and I'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching now, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Bye.